All right, it's question time. We have Ben from iTechTriad here. He's going to participate in answering some of the questions. You guys ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, question number 1 is, have you ever collected anything? And if so, what?
Who's going first? How are we doing this?
Whoever.
Who you want to go first?
How about you fight? You both talk at the same time.
Chris is going first. He just nominated himself.
He goes first now.
All right, I'll go first. I have like everything that I could ever possibly reference in the show piled up right here. Like everything looks nice and neat back here, but there's a pile of stuff here. In this pile is a binder. In this binder.
Hold on 1 second. I'm just checking my watch, see how much time we got left.
Ta-da!
Are those Pokemon cards?
Yes. That is what I used to collect.
Do you seriously keep a pile there of things we may end up mentioning on the show, so you can pull it up and you might have a little prop? Like,
you never know. I've got pirate hats. I've got all of my hat collection down here.
Flash drive.
Alright, have I ever collected anything? Magic cards. I used to play Magic cards quite a lot. I collected Magic cards. Yeah, I was never big on collecting. I was never too sentimental on holding on to things.
The only reason I held on to these things was because I was like, one day these are going to be worth something. They're going to stop making these.
We could talk about your wallpaper collection.
Oh, yeah. I have a wallpaper problem. I have more desktop wallpapers than I'm ever actually going to use.
Thousands of wallpapers.
I think I have like 2 gigs in that folder of wallpapers.
Goodness.
Yeah, I'm just like, that would make an awesome wallpaper. I'm never going to use it. I usually set a wallpaper and then that's my wallpaper for months. And then I change it and then I go back.
What about you, Ben? You collect anything? Or have you ever collected anything?
When I was younger, I used to collect baseball cards, and that kind of died. And then for some reason, I started collecting Coca-Cola stuff, and that died. And now a lot of people probably argue that I collect Google stuff because I've got 2 Chromebooks and 2 phones and 2 Nexus tablets, and I like Google stuff.
And Android stuff. I've seen you post your Android stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I really don't collect anything right now. I used to, kind of don't do that anymore, but I used to in the past.
Next question is directed at Joe for some reason. My pilot light isn't on. How can I fix that? This is all you.
Yeah. I had to Google what a pilot light is. It's apparently like a small flame. Well, I've heard it used like in terms of like heaters and stuff before. I thought it had something to do with if your pilot wasn't on, your heater's not working.
Like your water heater.
And that's just a saying that's taken from way back when a pilot light was a little flame, where people used to literally always keep a little flame burning. Yeah. So if they needed to light a fire, they could just use that little flame to get the bigger fire started. And my advice to you is, if your pilot light isn't working, is
time for an upgrade.
Well, life is over. I mean, if you were a Cyberman, you wouldn't have to worry about your pilot light being out. Really, the best advice I can give you is upgrade. Upgrade in progress.
There you go. What kind of hobbies do you have?
That kind of goes hand in hand with the what have you collected. Have you collected anything a little bit? Doctor Who? Is Doctor Who a hobby?
Yeah, well, actually,
I guess I could. It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I guess I could point to my sonic screwdriver collection. I'm never going to use those.
I want those so much.
I mean, I guess we could call Teklian.TV a hobby.
Yeah.
With hopes for it to one day be more.
Well, I mean, yeah, back to the hobbies thing. This is the hobby. Yeah. And when I'm not doing this, I am editing this.
And when you're not editing this.
Or planning the next one of this.
More of a full-time job than a hobby, no?
Yeah.
Right?
My work gets in the way of my hobby, so I just kind of, do it at the same time. Do you use Pinterest? What do you pin?
I don't.
Not a pinner?
I don't think anyone... Who does use it?
I have one.
My wife uses it for recipes. But then I'm like, just bookmark them.
I don't understand it, so...
It's like, I don't see the difference between pinning and just bookmarking or just sharing. It's like, if you want to pin something to keep track of it, bookmark it. If you want to share it, there are more people on Facebook and Google than Pinterest, so more people are going to see your share. Joe, what's your favorite beer?
That's a tough one. I'd say Guinness Draft, possibly. But the Sam Adams Winter Lager is pretty good. I don't like their October, what is it, their main one, Boston Lager, but I love the Winter Lager. It's a tie.
I would have to say, other than Guinness, because that's one of my top ones. I would have to say Dos Equis.
Yeah, but just Guinness Draft. Yeah, I don't like the Guinness Foreign Stout.
The stout isn't that bad.
I don't like it.
But I can't do too much of it. It's very bitter.
The black's okay. Who's your favorite Pokemon and why?
Mew. Because
he's boss? Let's hear your explanation.
Because he's just so adorable. Like a little cat.
What about you, Ben? You have a favorite Pokemon?
I never really got into it.
I love cat.
I can't really answer that. I never got into it, so.
Never got into Pokemon. Wow.
No.
My favorite Pokemon was always a tie between Bulbasaur and Weedle. Just because
Weedle?
Yeah, Weedle. I love Weedle.
Why?
I love Weedle.
Just a little, like, unicorn worm.
Yeah, I know, and I love Weedle. I think he's awesome. If you played any of the real Pokemon games, you know, the original 3, Weedle was your first Pokemon with the exception of your starting one. Your first Pokemon that you
That's
caught...
because they were everywhere, because nobody wanted them. They were like, here's this thing that nobody wants, let's put it everywhere you walk.
Weedle and Rattata. When you first start off in Viridian City, those are the two ones that are just everywhere. They're just everywhere.
It's because they're vermin. They're not Pokemon, they're vermin.
But no, I also like Bulbasaur.
That's like, what's your favorite bug? I don't know, the housefly. Because it's friggin' everywhere. All right, next question. If you could see anyone play the Doctor, who would it be?
Ben?
That's a tough one.
I vote Ben also.
Yeah, Ben first. I already know who I'm going to say. That's why I'm holding out. I'm waiting for you two guys.
No, I meant Ben would be who would play the Doctor.
Oh.
I thought that's what we were saying.
That was my... That's what I was saying, yeah.
I don't know who I would pick. I can't remember his name now. I thought of someone. I forgot it now. I mean, if it was an older Doctor, one of the guys I'd like to see play it would probably be Hugh Laurie. I think he would do good at it. I don't know. What do you think?
I would pick Robert Carlyle.
I completely forgot that he was actually an option for the 11th Doctor.
He actually was. It was down to him and Matt Smith when they were choosing the 11th Doctor, and he didn't make it, but I hope he one day gets a chance to do it again, because I love Robert Carlyle. If you don't know who Robert Carlyle is, he's Dr. Rush in Stargate Universe, and he plays Mr. Gold and Rumpelstiltskin in Once Upon a Time.
If you were the Doctor, what would your catchphrase be?
I'd just be quiet.
Your catchphrase would be just a moment of silence.
I don't know.
All kinds of craziness happens, everybody's running around, and you just go... Okay.
Yeah. What would your catchphrase be, Chris?
It'd probably have to be something that I say all the time, so it would either be awesome.
I think my catchphrase would be hat tip. Everything, just like, hat tip, my good sir. Just hat tip. I'll just hat tip everybody.
That's a good one.
What is in the round bottle thing by the TARDIS in your background, Chris?
Somebody watched an older episode. Remember this?
I don't. What is it?
It's tea. That's my life. I'm lame.
That works. So, Chris, how about you do us a favor and you do your grandpa voice again? Because according to whoever asked this question, you talking like a grandpa is hot.
That's an obvious parody of last week, of the do the Scottish voice again. Yeah. So, I guess I have to do my grandpa voice more often. How do I ask a girl out? I'm 12. No, you're a troll. Come on. But we'll tell you anyway.
We're gonna give him a little actually acting out improv, right?
Yeah, you're gonna be the girl.
And it's just you two. I'm not doing this. Yes, you guys.
I'll ask you out later.
I'll unfortunately take on the role of being the girl, but we're gonna do this little skit.
You ready? Here comes the Smolder.
How do we start this?
I don't know. How do you ask a girl out? You say, "Get out, please."
All right, Chris. Let's do this though. All right, you're gonna ask me out. I'm gonna be the girl. You're supposed to be 12. So.
Hey Joe, you want to go out with me?
No.
Okay.
You're not tall enough for me.
I have Pokemon cards.
And then you go and you cry and you make a Facebook and you tell everybody that you got turned down. That is how you ask out a girl. There you go.
That's been my experience with it. Actually, that's how I proposed to my wife. I have Pokemon cards, and then she said yes. You gotta win them over with the Pokemon cards. All right, we're done with questions.
That ends questions for today.
Done with questions. Can't believe Joe turned me down. On air, too.
It's what happens in the private messages of the count.
What happens in the private messages stays in the private messages.